So hey guys, I'm back again. I just came back from recording that other previous video you might have seen that just got uploaded. And you might be noticing that the lighting is a bit different. I mean, those other vlogs I recorded somewhere around like the middle of the afternoon, so it's a bit brighter. Now it's like 9:48 at night, so I had to turn on my lamp light over here. So you see the lighting's a bit more like, it's there. Like, there's a lot more lighting here now that I turned it on. But now I can finally get to what I've wanted to talk to you guys about for quite a while. And just like I did before, for the winter arc 2015, I'm going to talk to you guys about the spring arc 2015. Now this arc, as I call them, people call them seasons too, that's what they're officially referred as, was pretty, like, freaking insane. Like, I've never watched this many animes altogether, like, in a long, well, I don't think I've ever done this much before. If I were to, I'll probably post the image here, but there is, like, if you go to my anime list right now, mine, I am watching about roughly 17 animes. Now, I know in my, I believe it was my, yeah, it was like my second and even my first content update. I was like, oh yeah, it'll be like 20. Well, I guess there were a couple animes I didn't necessarily start because, well, it was I'm gonna admit, it was very challenging to keep up with 17. And I'm actually thoroughly surprised I'm doing it now. So I was like, whoa, okay, you know, maybe I should, like, I could watch those other ones later after we finish airing. So that's what I'm probably gonna do. But anyway, yeah, so just like the other one, I'm going to talk to you guys about each one individually, give you my thoughts about them, because it's more than halfway for some of them. For I believe like 2 of them, no, maybe just one. Is it just one? Yeah, it's just like one that's going to actually continue into the other anime scene, just like one from the last season continued into this season. So I'm going to run down the list real quick and hopefully not pronounce them really bad, but I'm just gonna say them to the best of my ability. If not, I'll just tell you guys English translations, it's much easier. And if I want to actually say in Japanese, I might try, but who knows. Okay, so starting at the very top, it's Assassination Classroom again. Then there's Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, which actually has a very long official Japanese name, which I'm not going to say. And then there's Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, which is the second part of season 2. And then there's Grisaia of Eden. And then there's Gunslinger Stratos, Hibike Euphonium. And then there's Highschool DxD Born, Kekkai Sensen, Mikagura School Suite, Nisekoi with Rakuen, which basically means second season. Ori no Seraph, or Seraph at the End, Plastic Memories, Punchline, and Rakuen, Shokugeki no Sama, Triage X, and, let's see, I'm gonna look up the translation for this. Oh yeah, it was, My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu 2, or Otaku 2, as many people call it. So, now, yeah, this season, you guys, this is just me, but it's ridiculous. Like, this season is so full of so many interesting, colorful shows, so unique, like, going from, like, Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, all the way to, like, Blockade Battlefront, which is Kekkai Sensen, all the way to, like, Seraph of the End, to Punchline, to Rakuen, to Triage X, to, like, Otaku 2, like, there's so much good stuff this season. And, like, as you can see, like, through the energy of my voice, like, I was so happy with this season. Like, I'm only telling you guys midway impressions because I feel like the midway point helps me build a pretty solid foundation about what I think about it and how I think it's really doing. My perspective, as I mentioned before, so, yeah. I'm gonna, like, before, I'm gonna start back at the top, and from my first, like, you know, the summer arc, I mean winter, yeah, that I did, Assassination Classroom is actually still airing this season. It's probably gonna end this season, and guess what? Just as I was following all these fan pages, it just got officially slated that Assassination Classroom is getting a season 2. So I'm actually very happy about that. I mean, this anime just blew, like, I never knew it was gonna be this good. And now there's like so many favorite characters that I have in that anime. It's great. It's really great. Like, it's really come through. And like, when there's like the hints of progress in a show, like, you can tell when it starts to get good. So it's great, guys. Like, if you aren't watching Assassination Classroom now, like, I'd honestly start from the beginning. If not, ask your friends about it, and it's great. Trust me, you guys. Like, it's really good. And even I myself still look back at it and go, wow, I can't even believe, like, I'm actually enjoying it a lot. And it's good. It's really good. Okay, next is it wrong to pick up girls in dungeon? Funny question, isn't it? Well, I mean, just like most animes, I mean, if there's like a really famous seiyuu, which means voice actor in Japanese, a lot of people tend to get tired of seeing the same voice actor. I honestly don't. I mean, like, if you get used to their voice, you tend to like them more. Well, there's this saying that familiarity breeds content, but that's only to some people, because the voice actor Kirito is in this anime too, as he was in many other harem animes. But is it wrong to pick up girls in dungeon? It's very, very interesting. Like, if you start it and like you're not really expecting much, which I really encourage you guys to do, is it's mind-blowing. Like, such great art, very cool character design, lots of lovable characters too. So yeah, and it's fantasy. I mean, good old fantasy harem animes don't really, like, they aren't, I tend to love them. I mean, I told you guys before in my winter arc impression, I honestly love harem anime. So yeah, it's just me. And then continuing on is Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works Season 2. Now, I think it's, let's see, how do you pronounce it? Use studio is spelled Ufotable. So it's Ufotable? Something like that, but it is probably one of the highest quality animation studios, like, ever. Everyone tends to, like, make this, like, sort of, like, funny reference or joke. It's like unlimited budget works because quality is astounding. Like, everything in that anime blows your mind because you're like, whoa, the effects are like off the charts and stuff, but the idea is not to compare stuff. So, I mean, I think like all the animes I'm watching this season are really good. So, I mean, in this second season of Fate of Unlimited Blade Works, it's ridiculous. Like, the stuff that's going on, all the supremely action-packed battles and stuff, and like all the drama that's happening, and all the like incredible like magical effects and stuff. And like, I have this really, like, I have this thing for magic circles. Like, dude, the glyphs in that anime are ridiculous. Like, you see like all layering and stuff. It's really cool. So yeah, you definitely gotta check that out. But watch the first season first before you watch it, of course. And then next is Grisaia of Eden, which is actually called Grisaia no Rakuen. And like, if you saw Grisaia no Kyoushitsu, which was the first part, and then this is the second part, a lot of people found this a bit questionable, like the anime itself, but character design is great. There are a lot of lovable characters in this anime. And then main male protagonist, spot on. He's great. Like, I love those tough, hard-boiled, okay, not hard-boiled, because that means you're soft. Oh, hardened, I think that's the word I was looking for. Like, the main character, yeah, he's so tough, and that's what I love about it. And like, I think it's great. Like, there's tons of interesting backstory behind each of the girls in the anime, because there's 5 of them. And then, well, that's if you watch the first part. So this is continuation. So that makes sense. And then, next is Gunslinger Stratos. Now, when I actually traveled to Japan, I'll probably do a vlog about that later, you guys. My very first travel vlog for you guys. But last year, when I went to Japan, we went to some of the arcades and my brother introduced me to the official Gunslinger Stratos arcade game. And it's just kind of like reminds me of like Time Crisis. You hold like a gun and stuff like that. And then and Japanese arcades are so cool. I mean, I'm being biased, but it's definitely really cool. 7 to 8 story arcades, dude. Are you serious? No, I'm not joking. It's ridiculous. But anyway, yeah. And I mean, I don't really know much about like the story, but then like I watched the anime, and then I know like a lot of people think video game adaptations for animes are kind of like iffy, like you kind of think, oh, you know, it won't be too good, but it's honestly like it's good, people. Like, I don't know, I like a lot of people always question art quality, but I don't know, man, it's your fault for comparing stuff, but I think it's great. Like, Gunslinger Stratos has great action, and there's all these really cool like technology things. Like, I love futuristic concepts, so like seeing like the futuristic cityscapes and stuff is really cool to me. So I think Gunslinger Stratos is honestly worth checking out. If you're a person who doesn't compare art quality and you just care about just watching it itself, I think you should definitely check it out. And then next is probably, I called it on my Tumblr, I made a post about it. I pointed out one of my favorite heroines of the anime. I called it nostalgic because Hibike Euphonium, my camera stopped recording. But anyway, yeah, Hibike Euphonium is about a high school, and in the high school there is talks about concert band. Now in my high school years, because I'm actually in college right now, I was in the marching band, and most recently in one of the episodes they actually did something that revolved around that. So I was like, oh my gosh, like they're depicting it so well. So like Kyoto animation is some of the most beautiful, like there's scenes and everything. It's so beautiful. Like there would be a part where there like transitions from like, you know, you see the character and then show like all like the city and like all the landscapes and stuff. You'd just be like blown away by just that alone. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's so beautiful. Like, it's so crystal clear and stuff like that. And I was like, you'd see a part like that where it'd show like just like, I don't know, like a river or something, and like it'd show like the sun glistening on the water, and I was like, wow, it's so beautiful. So yeah, I mean, if you're someone who loves music, like classical music, like the composers and percussion and like band sort of things, like I think Hibike Euphonium is great. I don't know why so many people are calling it the reskin K-On, but I don't think that's a good idea to do that. I mean, I know a lot of people wanted a 3rd season of K-On, but I don't think it's a good idea to call it that, because then you're just gonna be like calling Hibike Euphonium K-On when it's not K-On. So I think Hibike Euphonium as itself stands out so well. Like, it's so beautiful. I mean, that's the word I keep going back to, but I think that's like a perfect word for it. So let's see, I'm not even like halfway through. I'm about to reach the halfway point. Anyway, next is the 3rd season of Highschool DxD. I mentioned that in, I believe, both my content updates. Yeah, I think so. Or maybe just one. Anyway, so I mentioned this before in my winter arc impressions, that ecchi animes are always going to be the most questionable genre of any other genre in the anime industry. Like, I mean, it's something about, like, you know, sort of like lewd content, seductive material, like, you know, showing a lot of skin in many parts of the anime. So I'll probably do an unpopular opinion about that sooner or later. But anyway, being a fan of Highschool DxD and seeing 1st season and 2nd season, see, it's ridiculous because now if you look back, they even got a 3rd season now. So, I mean, it shows that it's strong and it's got a good fan base. So I think that's cool. I mean, saying that sort of questionable genre actually stands out for itself. I honestly think it's great. I mean, when unpopular things stand out, I'm just like, yay, it did it. So, yeah, I mean, if you love the other two high school DXCs, I think it goes without saying that you should see the third season. So, put that on your plan to watch, or watch it now if you haven't already. And next is probably deliberately, or I don't know if that's the right word, but by far, like, this anime, like, I saw, like, visuals for it, like, the official visuals for it. I'll probably put, like, a picture here. And then I was kind of like, I don't know about that. Keep scrolling through my Facebook feed, and then I'd see, like, one picture, like, a screen capture from, like, say, like, the second episode. Because this is when I was, like, no, probably, like, the fourth episode when I was, like, airing. And I was like, Kekkai Sensen, Blockade, Battlefront. I'm kind of, like, thinking and contemplating. It's like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try. I binge watched all the way up to the most recent episode, like that. Like, I can't snap, but dude, do you have any idea how interesting the anime is? Like, the way that I tried to explain it to my friends, which sadly any of them aren't really watching, so I'm kind of just like sitting here in my room. I'm like, no one's watching it. I can't talk to anybody about it. But yeah, like, supernatural abilities, everybody loves that. Like, talk about superpowers, some of the guys, like, a basic question to anyone's like, what's your favorite superpower? And then, like, I watch this anime, I'm like, yo, I haven't seen any sort of powers like that. Like, the visual design, and, like, the fact that it takes place in probably one of my favorite cities I haven't been to. Okay, that sounds like a really weird statement, but New York City, Manhattan, New York City. And, like, this desolate, like, explosion happens, and then New York City starts to converge with the underworld, and that's what happens in the anime. That's the setting. It's called Hellsalome's Lot, and it's basically the new New York City. And since it's converged with the underworld, like, it's collided with it, people literally adapt to what they're facing from the underworld. And all these crazy things happen to the main character, which is Leonardo Watch. And honestly, guys, just telling you from the premises alone is very, very intriguing and interesting, and that's why I happen to binge watch all the way up to episode probably 5. Yeah, because I had about 16 on my 16 on my watch list, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna give this a try, and there I went, watching all the way up to the most recent one. So yes, guys, like, if you haven't started seeing any of it yet, I'll probably do on my perspective on that probably later sometime. But man, there are so many animes I have to do that on, because I didn't do that for last arc, unfortunately. But I'll see what I can do for you guys. Anyway, carrying on. Next is Mikagura School Suite. Now, my fellow friend told me that, actually just my friend, told me that Mikagura School Suite, just like Mikagura City Actors, it pretty much looks like the same studio, was based off of Vocaloid song series. So I was like, yes, another Vocaloid song series anime is being given a chance. And so far from what I've seen, people are actually really liking it. So I'm glad that finally something like this is actually standing out. I'm just like, thank you. Yeah, Mikagura School Suite, like, I know I'm kind of like spitting out the same words you guys, like interesting, intriguing, beautiful, etc. But honestly, even though I bounce back on those same words or terms, like, that's all I could come up with, because I think that's what describes it. But I don't think good is a good enough word for some of these shows. So that's why I'm trying to go a bit above that, or even higher than that, so that you guys can interpret it or understand it even more than that. But and Mikagura School Suite is unique. That's the word that I was looking for. Unique. Like, I didn't necessarily know what it was based on. You know, I just read like the synopsis on my anime list, and then I watched it. I was kind of like, clubs with school, or school with club battles. Whoops, I almost reversed that. That would have been very bad, but I was like, wow. And then certain club members have powers based on their club. battle each other, and then they kind of just like rise in the ranks for the school. And I was like, you know what? Actually, sounds really cool. Started watching it, and yeah, see, I think it's great. So, I mean, in terms of like character design, yeah, character design is really cool. Like, it reminds me of stuff that I've seen on Pixiv, like people who make original characters. Like, it reminds me of that. Like, it's very like opens your eyes a bit to your imagination. Same with Kekkai Sensen. Like, those animes, you're kind of like, I never knew this sort of like character would ever be possible. So I think that's a great feeling to see. And next, after Mikagura School Suite, is Nisekoi with the colon next one. Which basically means, see how there's 2 dots? It means 2. So Nisekoi 2. You see what I did there? Probably. Okay, that's kind of bad. But anyway, yeah. Okay, I'm a huge romance fan. And Nisekoi, very first season, I loved every single second of it. And I'm loving every single second of the second season. But yeah, it's beyond my love for romance. Like, I love seeing the way Shaft does things. Like, Shaft has like I don't know, like, there's so many great anime studios out there, and Shaft definitely stands out as one of my favorites. Like, they just know what they're doing, man. Like, Nisekoi season 2 is just beyond me. It's so great. Like, yeah, it's so good. And you know, I'm glad I finally got to see Chitogi again, because I mentioned to you guys in my my very first unpopular opinion video. It's like, yay, Team Chitogi go! And then people are voting for theirs, and it seems like there is as much firing towards each other's teams, which is great. Community's starting to, you know, fall into place and not hurt each other at the same time, so it's great. And then next, oh man, this next anime I'm going to mention to you. Seraph of the End, Owari no Seraph. Now, I was actually questioning this at the start. It's kind of like, you know, you hear vampires and appear kind of just like, eh. But then I was like, I looked at the art, and I was like, this actually looks really cool. And I watched it, blown away. Like, Owari no Seraph, made by the same studio that made Attack on Titan. Show's great, and I love their militaristic uniforms. Shindo the best girl all the way. But yeah, see, I even started the page for her. I'll put the links below for that. But yeah, you guys, if you're into like sort of like, I'll say mythological sort of side to like vampires and demons, and like it takes place after like the city was destroyed and stuff. So it's really, really cool, stuff like that, and I think it's great. I mean, why no Seraph? It's definitely worth checking out. And let's see, I think we're reaching, oh, there's about 6 more to mention. Man, this is a lot. Anyway, carrying on. I just realized my camera shuts off because I think it goes over the time slot that I can record for. So it's like in 12-minute intervals. But anyway, what I was mentioning about Plastic Memories is that it's it kind of just like goes up to your heart. Kind of just like pokes it. It's like, you have feelings, right? And then like, yeah, it's probably the best way I could ever mention it to any of you guys. But yeah, I was like, you watch the first 3 episodes. First 3, I almost hold out 4 because of my thumb, but 3. And like, I was bawling so hard, dude. Like, I was crying. Like, what it's about is that it takes place in the far future. And then, it's kind of like we're like humanoids, half human, half robot, kind of like sort of to settle in the world. And then in this setting, the humanoids have a certain time. They have like so many like time before they like expire, and like it's like a life limit, and then it's like measured by hours. So in this, the main character works for a service that picks up the they're called Giftias, which are the names for the humanoids in the anime. They go to retrieve them because they want their when they lose their lifespan, they want to make sure it's safe and it's unharmful, and they don't have to do it the harmful way. And like, yeah, it's really, really touching. Like, well, what I told you guys at the very beginning is very true. Like, it really does check if you do have heart, because like, some of the stuff you're like, oh my gosh, please. Feels we're not ready, or feels we'll never be ready for that. So, yeah, I mean, Classic Memories has really, really, like, such a sweet art style. I think it's actually a pretty good word for it, now that I think about it. Yeah, it's really sweet, such a honest, okay, I don't know if that's a very good descriptive word, but I just said it, so I'm gonna keep with it. A very honest art style, and like, oh, that's the word, innocent. Yeah, it's so innocent, and like, if you're someone who loves getting your feels touched, just like in Angel Beats and like any other anime, seriously think Classic Memories is the anime for you. Planet, etc. Like, any, not like, just because I could think about like any key studio anime and you really love stuff like that, I seriously think Classic Memories should be something for you. So take that note. Oh wait. Here's some notes. But yeah. See, anyway. Yeah, you guys should definitely check it out. And next is probably a show where everybody's kind of just like, that's a show where people are just like High School DxD, it's like, you seriously watch that kind of stuff? Okay, but next is Punchline. Now, when I first heard that, I was like, oh, Punchline's gonna be like, you know, superpowers and about punching, because you know it's in the title, but no, it's not. And Punchline is kind of like, okay, what's a, like, if I were to be given a test and it's like, use one word to describe Punchline, I'm gonna say bold. That's what it is. It's probably one of the best descriptive words for it, but it's bold. And like, I know people usually drop animes because it's like kind of hard to follow, and it's kind of like, oh, where is it even going? But you know what? Ever since I kept up with Punchline, like, it's gotten so good. Ever since then, like, it's reached its more than halfway point, and it's so good. Like, I'm so hyped up for the next episode. But anyway, to get to like the premises or the synopsis of it, main character lives in a house with 4 other girls, and you kind of get the intention that it'd be like a harem, but it's kind of not. Anyway, when the main character sees a girl's panties, for example, and he gets like a major nosebleed, something happens and the whole world explodes. And then when he becomes a ghost or he's dead, he finds like a cat, which is like also a ghost or a spirit, and the cat's like, okay, in order for you to, like, you know, go back in time, I need you to retrieve this item and do all these things in the meantime. So, like, I probably just told you all that stuff and you're probably just like, either shut up or are you serious? That doesn't make sense. Or some other statement where it's kind of like, what in the world are you talking about? But honestly, just trust me on this for like 1 second at least, but it's really good. I'm serious. Like, Punchline's got an appreciation to the point where it's like, it's so unique and off the bounds or out of the bounds. And it's like Kill la Kill or like Fooly Cooly. I mean, I know it's not for comparison people. I'm just saying, like, people have said, I'm saying that people have said that, like, you know, it's on the sort of very, very, like, out of this world level. So if Punchline is the right sort of content for you, I honestly think you should check it out and do yourself a favor. Next on the list is something that's like a bit more, I'm gonna say, oh wait, hold on, I'm gonna log in my computer and log me out because I do that. Anyway, the next one is Raycon, and Raycon's actually very adorable. That's all it is. Slice of life. It's about a girl, and like, she has this sixth sense. Cents. Yeah, I said cent first. 50 cent. But yeah. Anyway, the 6 cents allows her to see ghosts, and all of her friends are just like, oh my god, she can see ghosts and stuff on the weekend. We're just getting all freaked out and stuff. But yeah, it's really adorable. It's cute. It's like probably the best part about it, because like all the character interaction with the ghosts and their reactions, and Amani, which is the name of the female protagonist. She's just kind of like dealing with it so casually, and we're just like, how in the world are you doing that? So yeah, if you guys are like want some really easygoing comedy relief, something that's cute, something that'll make you smile, I definitely think Rakuen. Just check it out. You'll like it if you like that kind of stuff. Next, oh, probably one of my favorite. Like, this is so great. Okay, so to get into the subject for this matter, I am really into cooking. Cooking's fun. Cooking's everywhere. Who doesn't love food? So, Shokugeki no Soma, just like High School DxD, just like Punchline, very, very questionable. So, like, in this, it kind of takes the, think of like Food Network, think of Cooking Channel, think of Iron Chef, think of all of those cooks. Kind of throw that concept out the window. I mean, my window's over here, so I can't really throw anything in there because you can't see it. But anyway, like, dude, they describe cooking so well, and like I feel so bad for myself, as I mentioned in like my winter impressions where I saw Kofuku Graffiti. I was like, dang it, I'm watching this at like midnight. I'm like starving myself because this food looks so darn good. So yeah, like, it's epic freaking cooking. That's what it is. Like, epic is perfect. It's the perfect word. I'm literally like, for all these anime impressions, I'm just giving you guys like one word impressions, but I think it works. Epic food battles and delicious looking food, and yeah, that's it. Characters are very, very good, of course. Lots of lovable characters, and I think it's great. It's continuing on until the next season, so I am so happy about that. I was like, yes, it's gonna last for a while. I won't have to be like sitting here and being like, when's Shokugeki no Soma ever gonna come back on? If it ever were to end. But yeah, it has 24 episodes this season, or episodes, so yes, lots of approval for that. And next is also something, I'm just gonna say underappreciated, not underrated, because, well, I think it'd probably be underrated, but I'm just gonna say underappreciated for the sake of protecting, oh wait, not what I'm supposed to be, oh yeah, well, I'll just say underrated. Triage X. Now, Triage X, I believe, was made also by the same, like, I don't know, let me check. Let's see. Who was it by? Sometimes a lot of stuff though. I don't know what studio's on. The studio does in fact remind me of High School of the Dead. Actually, that might be it. Actually, it is it. Okay, so Triage X was made by the same studio of High School of the Dead. Now, High School of the Dead is kind of like, just like I was mentioning for Punchline, it's like that popular, kind of like, that popular, unpopular genre that got somehow popular. So, I don't even know if that makes sense, but yeah. And it's like, it has tons of ecchi material in it, but the action's so good. And I honestly like the backstory too. So, that's getting me watching, you guys. I mean, I don't know if anyone else is watching. It's rather short. It's only 10 episodes. Well, I think it's totally worth a watch if you're into that sort of material. But yeah, like, dude, the outfit of the main protagonist, like, he has this really sick motorcycle helmet, because in the anime, it's primarily what he uses for transportation, and is like a weapon too. It's a motorcycle. Pretty sick. And finally, to conclude this spring 2015 arc impressions, my all-time favorite anime got a second season. Otaku continued on this season, and like, oh my gosh, I just sound like a girl, but dude, it is like, it touches me in all my feels, and I'm like caring so much about the characters. I'm like, Yukino, no, and all the ships, and Kekkai and stuff like this, and his philosophy, and Yukino's point of view, and then there's Yui, and all the other characters, and yeah, it's great to have this anime back. And yeah, I just talked to you guys for about maybe another half an hour about shows and stuff, so that's quite a lot this season. And as you can see, another 12-minute interval is cut off, so I had to like rest it again. But anyway, yep, this was quite fun to talk to you guys about. I really want to show you guys my perspective on some of these, and especially for this season. This season is so darn good, I swear. Like, anyway, if you guys are watching any of the anime this season, let me know in the comments below about what's your favorite, or like any favorite characters even, and if you're looking forward to anything next season. And oh yeah, just like always, Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook fan page, Instagram, my anime list, all my various social media is down below, you guys. So I'm glad you guys sat here with me, if you are sitting, which you probably are, on the seat, and looking at me talk to you on this screen, and I'm looking at a camera. Well, I thank you guys for patiently getting through this as I talk to you guys. But anyway, it's great talking to you guys again, and I really hope I can show you guys my perspective on some of these shows, maybe a little more thoroughly once they're done. But anyway, it's great talking to you guys again, and until then, stay honest.